Hi everybody, this is Matt from Airbrush Obsession. This demo that we have here is the artwork that's going to be used in the second week of the course in London, the Airbrush course held in May. As per the website at the bottom there, if you need some more information, check out our website. But as you see, as we go through this demo, you'll notice that we'll be doing a lot of shaping, we'll be doing a lot of height work, angle work, and also bringing in a lot of texture as well. As we work underneath the nose now, we're going to be putting the whiskers in of the moustache. And you'll notice I'll go back to these quite a few times because you do have to build them up. You just can't just go whack in and hope they go on the first time. We'll be building it up as we go. Now we're coming around the side of the faces. We come up again, you'll notice it looks a little bit blotchy. That's quite alright too, again, because we're going to be doing the texture. Now, all we're doing here is actually putting in the texture in the lips. There's a lot of texture in these lips, by the way. But as you go through on the side of it too, you'll notice that the blotchiness is there. And as we come back, you'll see that we'll be texturing that up. And we'll put that to use. And going through that moustache again. Now we're building up the eye up the top here. As we're going through, you'll notice that we do put creases into our picture. Because what we want to do here is just show that we don't use things like frisket. The reason we don't use frisket is because for a lot of reasons. One of them is it tears things, also it makes you into a very lazy airbrusher. So what we're trying to do is teach you how to be an airbrusher and be able to use the skills to paint. And as it brings out here, all students will learn how to paint black and white pictures or portraits unaided. Also too, if you make a mistake, we show you how to fix that up too, which is really important. Because if you're anything like me, when you're first learning how to airbrush, you'll make lots of them. As we come through at the base of this eye, you'll notice I use my hand quite a lot, both in giving the height to the airbrush and also using it as a tool to give me the sharp edges when I need them. As I was talking about those the blotchies, if you have a look down the side on the right hand side there, you'll notice that the texture is starting to come through and how we're going to be utilising all that area to bring in the shapes. Putting in the white now in the eyes, it's interesting too when you paint people with brown eyes, they never have complete white in their eyes. There's a lot of shading going on. Just have a look at that. Just check out the next person that you see with brown eyes and you'll notice that blue eyes seem very white, brown eyes not. But I digress. In the course too, I use all my own airbrushes, all my own equipment. The reason behind that is if something happens to your equipment, well then we can keep going. And we don't have any breakups when we're using my equipment. When we use your equipment, however, if something goes wrong, then I haven't got spare parts to fix it, so we just use online. What I'm doing now is putting the diamond stud on his nose. We'll come back to that later on through this little demo here, and you'll see that we put the shadow around it to bring it out. But you'll notice that those textures and little divots on his side of his face starting to come out. If you've ever seen this guy in real life, you've noticed that his skin was extremely bad, or any other picture that it is of it, really bad skin. So he had lots of little divots and stuff going on everywhere. But that's what brings these pictures to life. So we just finished off with the eyelashes now, going back down to the moustache, and we're starting to put the shadow in with the texture. Going back in there again on those lips. As I said, those lips need a lot of building up. We're only just starting. Now we're just coming through again, building up. There's that shadow going onto that nose, that nose ring. It's interesting the amount of fun that you can have when you're learning to airbrush. You're just sitting there and you think, wow, look at how this is coming together. And it really is to me too, as a teacher. I get to see my students' artworks coming to life, and it's really gratifying to actually see that happen as well. It's nice when you do something and you exceed everybody else's expectations, and even nicer if you're teaching someone how to do it, and then you can see just where they're going to go. Quite a few of my students have gone to the professional side of it and are doing some really nice work, and they blow me out of the water they do. It's awe-inspiring to see people's work coming along. What I'm doing now is we're using a colour background. We use colour backgrounds for a lot of reasons. One of them is when you do a black and white picture like this, put a colour background behind it, as you can see that picture just starts leaping off the page itself. The other thing you might notice too is if we get another shot of it, is we use we use gravity-fed airbrushes, not graphic-fed. It's nice. There's graphics in those airbrushes. We teach you how to find them, but we use gravity-fed airbrushes. The reason behind that is when we clean them, it's just a really quick job to do. You're not stuck there forever washing and cleaning lids and cleaning the airbrush out. Everything comes together nicely. As it brings out there, it says to check out our website and see what else we have to offer, because we've got custom graphics courses along with the 5-day or the 10-day course we've got coming up. You can do the course in either 2 5-day blocks or 1 5-day block if you wish. It's up to yourself. And then there's a custom graphics course we teach on a weekend. So check out the website, www.airbrushobsession.co.uk, and come along and just see how much fun you can have in learning how to airbrush. What we'll do shortly is I'm just putting the last of the highlights into this picture, last touch-ups. We'll take the tape off shortly, and then we'll be able to have a bit of a look and see just how this picture's come up. But again, this is the one we teach in the second week of the course, and it's one that we teach because it's just such a nice picture to work with, and at the end of it, our students can then walk away and have they've got the skills then to do black and white images quite happily without any assistance. So till later, this is Matt from Airbrush Obsession, and keep on airbrushing. Bye for now.